भूतले श्रीमते राधानाथ स्वामिनिति नामिने नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादि पश्चात्य देशतारिणे ओम ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुर्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः श्री चैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम् वन्देहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सकगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान् सकगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधो जगत्पदे गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसूते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे राम 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 हरे हरे ईश्वरा परम कृष्णा सच्चिदानंद विग्रह अनादिरादिर गोविंदा सर्व कारण कारणम Hare Krishna. By Lord Sri Krishna's causeless mercy, we have successfully finished 30 slokas in the 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. So in the Dhyana Yoga. So in this chapter, we studied Krishna. In the beginning, Krishna told us that there is no way we can just give up our activities. The real meaning of sannyasa, Krishna taught us. So the real meaning of sannyasa is just not getting attached to the results and doing our duty. That's what is called sannyasa. Anasridaga karma palam karyam karma karotiyaga sa sannyasi cha yogi cha naniragniki nachakriyaga. That's what Krishna taught us. So without getting any attachment to the results, we need to do all our activities. So we all know that we are controlled by the three modes of material nature, and when we have attachment to the results, then we are controlled by the mode of Rajoguna, the mode of passion. If we have attachment to the results. So in order to free ourselves from the modes of nature, then we should not have attachment to the results. So if we have no knowledge about this Bhagavad Gita, then we are controlled by the mode of Tamoguna, the ignorance. Then ignorance controls us. If we don't have any knowledge of this Bhagavad Gita. So in order for us to come out ourselves out of these three modes of material nature, so we should not be attached to the results and we should have the knowledge of this Bhagavad Gita. So then definitely we'll be able to come out of the Tamoguna and the Rajoguna. At least we can situate ourselves in this Sattva-guna. So then with the Sattva-guna, with the knowledge, when we act with the knowledge, then we will be able to free ourselves from all gunas and go to Krishna. So if we are ignorant, if we don't have the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, so then most of the time we will be in the Rajoguna and Tamoguna. So that is the main thing. So by Krishna's causeless mercy, we are very fortunate that we are getting the opportunity to study and understand this Bhagavad Gita. We are getting the knowledge. So that means our ignorance is getting dispelled. Our ignorance is getting destroyed. So Krishna is Nasayami. So Krishna is destroying the darkness of ignorance. So with the shining lamp of knowledge. Jnana Deepena Bhaswata. Krishna is destroying the darkness of ignorance with the shining lamp of knowledge. So now with the knowledge, when we develop attachment to Krishna, that means we are not going to have any attachment to the results of our activities. So that means we will not be forced to act, we will not be forced to work in this material well. So that means we will be freed from the Rajoguna. So that's why with the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, when we act for Krishna, that way we will be able to get ourselves free from the modes of material nature. That's why Krishna is teaching us that Sagunan Samati Tyaita. So Bhakti Yogena Sevate Sagunan Samati Tyaita. So if anyone does devotional service unto me, he will be freed from the modes of material nature. So Sagunan Samati Tyaita. Bhakti Yogena Sevate Sagunan Samati Tyaita. Then Krishna is also teaching us that Mamyeva ye prapatyante mayam yetam tarante. If anyone surrenders unto me, then he will be able to get freed from the Maya, the three modes of material nature. So it's all very scientific, very, very scientific. So, because we know that from Bhagavad Gita in the 14th chapter, 3 modes of material nature, Krishna is teaching us that if we don't have knowledge, if we are ignorant, then we are influenced by the tamoguna. If we are having attachment to the results, then we are controlled by the rajoguna. So if we have attachment to Krishna, if we have the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, then how we will get free ourselves from the modes of nature? We will start serving Krishna. So we will start serving Krishna means we will forget about the material sense objects. That means we will not have any attachment to the results, to the material results. We will not be disturbed by the results. So that way we will be freed from the modes of material nature. So everything now very clear. We understand it very clearly in Bhagavad Gita. So that's why studying Bhagavad Gita, understanding Bhagavad Gita, and realizing ourselves and serving Krishna and doing devotional service unto Krishna, offering everything unto Krishna. So all these things are going to help us to free ourselves from the 3 modes of material nature. So then we will be able to go to Krishna's well. Brahma Bhuvyaya Kalpate. So we will go to Brahman, the Supreme Brahman, Krishna's abode. We will be able to go there. So, but how many people can get this knowledge? How many can surrender unto Krishna? How many can get freed from the 3 modes of material nature? Unfortunately, not many. That is the fact. The statistics is that only 1 out of 1,000, only 1 in 1,000 will get the knowledge, will surrender unto Krishna, will go to Krishna, will be freed from the 3 modes of material nature. So if we see 1,000 people, if we take 1,000 people, in that 1,000 only 1. Manushyanam sagasresu kaschit yatati siddhaye. Because in this world, Maya is so powerful and very, very strong and divine in nature. Maya is controlling everyone. Unfortunately, no one has time to get this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. No one has interest in studying this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. Out of 1,999 of them are not showing any interest. So that is very unfortunate statistics. Krishna is giving the statistics in Bhagavad Gita. Only 1 out of thousands. Only 1 in 1,000. Manushyanam sagasresu kaschit yatati siddhaye. Yatadamapi siddhanam kaschin mam veti tattvadaga. Even those who are endeavoring to achieve perfection, only hardly one will really know Krishna as himself, Krishna fully, the tattvada. So that is Krishna also says in one shloka, in the same 7th chapter, another shloka, Krishna is teaching us that Bahunam Janmanam Ante Jnanavan Mam Prabhatyade Vasudevam Sarvam. At the end of many births, one who has full knowledge of this Bhagavad Gita will surrender unto me, knowing that I am everything. Vasudeva is everything. Krishna is everything. So Vasudevam Sarvamiti. Samahatma Sudurlabhaga. Such great soul is very rare. So considering all these things, understanding this Bhagavad Gita, everything, so it is very, very rare opportunity we have got. It's really very rare opportunity. We are making use of it. We are studying Bhagavad Gita every day. We are making progress. It's all Krishna's causeless mercy. We got this opportunity and we are making use of it. We should make use of it. We should not miss this great opportunity. That's the main thing. We should not miss this. So it is Krishna's causeless mercy, we got it, and we have to make continuous progress in this effort. We are making, of course, by Krishna's mercy, but we need to make sure that this opportunity we should make full use of it, so that we can get the complete knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, so that we will be able to surrender everything unto Krishna, and so that we can free ourselves from the 3 modes of material nature and go back to Krishna. So once we have this complete knowledge, we will be able to see Krishna everywhere. We will be able to see Krishna in everything. So that's what we need to understand. Because Krishna very clearly says that I am there in every being. Krishna is situated in everyone's heart. So I am there. Krishna is there. So we should be able to see Krishna. When we see all other persons, we should be able to see Krishna in them. That is the main thing. We should be able to see Krishna. In all living entities, we should be able to see Krishna. In this material world, everyone is forced to accept material body, different kinds of material bodies, depending upon our modes of nature. So, all kinds of bodies, animal bodies, so many different kinds of species, so many bodies. So, we are all forced to the soul, the Atma, is forced inside different types of bodies. And once we are stuck, once we are caged inside a particular body, then we have no other way. We have to just go with what we can do with that body. That's it. If a soul gets a snake's body, it can go only by one way. It can only move in a different way. It can only see in a different way. It can only do certain things. That's it. Completely restricted. Same thing for us also. We are also restricted in many ways. And especially if our body is not working well, if we are not very healthy, so then also we are in trouble. Especially our karmendriyas, if they lose their functions, if they don't work, if we are not able to walk, if we get handicapped, if our hands are not working good, then we cannot do much. So that way, the soul in this material world is forced to occupy different bodies and then forced to suffer in each of those bodies. So that is the knowledge we are getting from Bhagavad Gita. So we need to understand this fact and try to solve this real problem. This is our real problem. We should solve this real problem. Not solving other problems are of no use. We are trying to solve so many other problems in this world. But the real problem is that we don't understand what our problem. What is our problem? That is what our real problem. We don't have the knowledge. So once we understand the Bhagavad Gita knowledge, then we know that Janma Mrityu, Jara Vyadi, Dukkha Dosanu Darsana, birth, old age, disease and death, they are our real problems. So we need to solve these problems. We should not be forced to accept another material body in this material world. So we should progress towards Krishna. We should make use of this opportunity fully and realize Krishna and understand Krishna and go to Krishna. So then we will be freed from this material bondage. Karma bandha, Janma bandha. Many times I mentioned in the past, Krishna is teaching in Bhagavad Gita that Karma bandham prakasasi, Janma bandha vinirmuktagam. All these things are very important. We need to release from those bondage. That bondage, nibandhananti mahabhava. Dege deginam avyayam. We are bound, we are controlled by the three modes of material nature. We are forced to accept material bodies, temporary bodies. We are forced to suffer. We are forced to die. We are forced to get disease. We are forced, everywhere we are forced in this material world. That's the main problem what we have. We need to come out of these issues. We need to solve these problems. So all these things are possible only by getting this Bhagavad Gita knowledge, by no other way. And we are getting that knowledge. And Krishna is teaching us in the 6th chapter how to control our mind, how to make our mind as our best friend. So once our mind is our best friend, then we will be able to solve all the problems. If our mind is with us, if our mind is able to remember Krishna all the time, if our mind is able to forget this material world, forget the material sense objects, so then all our problems are solved. So that's why we should very carefully utilize our time in controlling our mind. We should not lose this opportunity. This is a great opportunity. We should not lose this opportunity. We should control our mind by following all the instructions given by Krishna. Because Krishna has given us complete instructions, very clear instructions Krishna has given us. So simply by following all these instructions, we will be able to control our mind. So in the next sloka, in the sloka what we studied yesterday and day before yesterday, Krishna was teaching us that in the sloka number 29 and 30, the same meaning Krishna was teaching us. That is Sarvabhutastam Atmanam Sarvabhutani Chatmani Ikshate Yoga Yuktatma Sarvatra Samadarshinaha. So who can see equally everyone? Who can see everyone equally? Only a person who sees Krishna in everything and who sees everything in Krishna. So then only he will be able to see everyone equally. That's what Sarvabhutascha Atmanam Sarvabhutani Chatmani Ikshate Yoga Yuktatma Sarvatra Samadarsh. Then in the sloka what we studied yesterday, in the sloka number 30, Krishna taught us that Yoma pasyati sarvatra sarvam cha mai pasyati tasyaham na pranasyami sachame na pranasyati. It's not only that we are able to see equally everyone, but also Krishna is saying that if we are able to see Krishna in everything, and if we are able to see everything in Krishna, then we are not lost to Krishna and Krishna is not lost to us. That is the main thing. Yomam pasyati sarvatra sarvam cha mai pasyati tasya aham na pranasyami. For him I am not lost. Sacha me na pranasyati. And for me he is not lost. That is the main thing. So we should be connected with Krishna. See, if we are not able to see Krishna in every living being, if you are not able to see every living being in Krishna, so that means we are not connected with Krishna. So only when we can declare that we are fully connected with Krishna when we are able to see Krishna in everywhere. Krishna everywhere. That is the main. So in the sloka what we are studying today, in the sloka number 31, Krishna is saying that Sarvabhutastitham yoma bhajati ekatvam mastitaha sarvata vartamanopi sayogi mai vartate. So Sarvabhutastitham yoma. Again Krishna is Sarvabhutastam atmanam yomam pasyati sarvatra sarvabhutasthitham yomam. So in all the three slokas, Krishna is saying the same thing. That Krishna is there in every living being. Krishna is there in everyone's body. So that's what sarvabhutasthitham yomam bhajati ekatvam asthita. So one who is able to worship bhajati, Krishna, one who is able to see the super soul in everyone's body and able to realize, able to see that Krishna super soul is there in everyone's body and worships that Krishna, worships that super soul, connected with that super soul. So that's what Sarvabhutasthitam yomam bhajati ekatvam asthitaga sarvata vartamanopi sayogi mayi vartade. So even though he is engaged in all respects, in all sarvata vartamanam, so in all respects he is just following me. He is just connected with me. That's what Krishna is saying then. So that is the main thing. Sayogi mayi vartate. So that way we will be fully connected with Krishna. So we will be fully connected with Krishna only when we are able to see Krishna in every living being and we are able to worship that Krishna. That is the main thing. So then we are fully, completely connected with Krishna. Then we are following Krishna. So when we can say that we understand Bhagavad Gita, we are following Bhagavad Gita, we are devotees of Krishna, all such things, only when we are able to see Krishna in every being. Only when we are able to worship that Krishna who is there as Paramatma, super soul in every living entity. So then only we are fully connected with Krishna, we will be able to follow Krishna. So that's what Krishna is teaching us in this sloka number 31. So basically 29, 28, 29, 30, 31, all these slokas, basically the same knowledge Krishna is teaching us, that Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, is there in every living being, everywhere. So that means Krishna is there with us. It's not only seeing everyone equally, everywhere Krishna is there. We should be able to realize, we should be able to see the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, is there in our heart. He's there with us. We should not miss. We should realize. So in a house, when there are two people living in a house, if one person ignores the other person completely, then what kind of life they can lead? So like that only we are doing in this body. In this body we are there and Krishna is there. And if we ignore Krishna completely, so that means we are committing a grave mistake. We are not doing the right thing, because Krishna is living with us all the time, and Krishna is the overseer, Krishna is the permitter, Krishna is the enjoyer, and Krishna is the controller. Ubadrishyanumanta bharta bhokta maheswaraga paramatme iti chayuktaga degesmin bharatarshava. Ubadrishya is the overseer, Anumanta is the permitter, Ubadrishya, Anumanta, Bharta is the maintainer, he is taking care of us. Bharta, Bhokta is the enjoyer, Maheswara is the controller, Bharta, Bhokta, Maheswara. Paramatme iti chayuktaga, he is called as Paramatma. Degesmin Bharatarshava, he is there in everybody's body, everyone's body. So that way, by Krishna's causeless mercy, We are understanding this much knowledge in Bhagavad Gita, which we cannot get anywhere else. Only in Bhagavad Gita. Only in Bhagavad Gita only we get this knowledge. So we need to make use of this opportunity and study Bhagavad Gita fully. By Krishna's causeless mercy, we will be definitely able to go back to Goloka. We'll be definitely be able to control our mind. Everything is going to happen. Everything will happen like miracles in our life. So everything will be taken care completely by Krishna. So by Krishna's causeless mercy, today we have finished this sloka number 31 in the 6th chapter, Dhyana Yoga. Hare Krishna. And again we will study from Monday onwards, from Tuesday onwards India time. But we will have our second chapter. We will tomorrow at 8 o'clock India time morning. Hare Krishna. I'll stop now and we'll discuss if any questions are there. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Satish, you have any